Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday and welcome. You guys are going to need 2 blocks today, please, for practice and a strap. I use my mat strap that holds my mat. And you could also use a man's tie, a belt, whatever feels good in terms of giving you some length. There's a whole bed sheets per se. They'll get a little thick, but we can improvise when we're at home. 2 blocks or rolled up towels. I've got my stacks here. And I'm not operating with a playlist today per se. I'm going to go quiet and into stillness a little bit more around just my environment. But I do have playlists on my Spotify, and handle name is My Friend Simone, all one word. And I put this a playlist at the top of all my lists. So YIN, Sunday, February 21st is an option if you're wanting to be with a bit of music. How are you guys doing? Huh? Thanks, husband Paul. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope everybody's taking care of themselves despite whatever is swirling around. I feel like things are shifting and changing as of late. I mentioned it the other day in class. I'm partially vaccinated, which is kind of nice. And so is my husband. If that's something I'm going to do, it feels like a bit of a relief. I'm looking forward to, even though life has seemed a little loud as of late. So I guess what I'll say with that is it's important to land with the things that are good. Our cup are full, makes our cup full, I should say, and hopefully, as you come to this practice with me today, you can land in whatever prosperity there is in your world and life. We're going to get started in 1 minute. 2 blocks, 1 strap. Yoga with Simone is where you're at. Thanks for joining. I'm already going to get lying down. And I don't know, sometimes you might be able to tell by how I frame the class. I framed it a little tighter today, that I don't have the intention of moving around too much. So hopefully that works for you. And if you're challenged even by that notion of like a lot of stillness and very subtle movement, I'm going to suggest that you need this practice. So we're going to lie down on our back body, get our props nearby. Organize stuff here. And the English name for this pose is corpse pose. Corpse pose. Couldn't get more descriptive than that. Couldn't get more clear than that. As you land in this pose, you're just kind of scanning the body. Scanning up, down, up, maybe even side to side. Some people will clock in on a visual. Some yogis will use the breath to scan. So when you inhale, you can drop in, and when you exhale, you can fall. Sometimes people even visualize, some teachers have asked us to visualize a little bit of a glow or a light that might kind of move through your body for you to follow that scan. And the cool thing about the scan, especially in your first Shavasana, it's a Sanskrit name for it, in your first corpse pose, is just to notice how your body's feeling. Because if you notice how you're feeling, you might make space for what you need. That's the idea. You're going to travel through 5 more breaths. If your eyes are closed, just open them up, but keep your gaze kind of soft and relaxed, a little less wide-eyed. And bend one leg at a time to put the soles of the feet on the mat. And you might lift your butt, press your hips up, and then set them down. Right hand to belly, left hand to heart. Whole breath in here. A little bit of a sigh or open mouth out. And then we're going to simply bring the soles of the feet together. So inch the feet closer together. And then the knees will flag open wide. And you might need a little support with your props slid underneath your knees just to become more restful in this shape. And so what that means in the body, when I say restful, is your knees shouldn't be trying to hold themselves up wide. They should be dropping into the space of gravity, or they should be dropping into the space of support with your props underneath your thighs or underneath your knees. Sometimes we don't know where that space of relief and release is. And so if you're having trouble kind of finding it because we spend so much time in charge, what you can do is light this up a bit. You could press the soles of the feet together really tight, like you're squeezing a coin in between the soles of your feet. Feel the charge of the inner thighs. right through to the glutes. And then take an inhale, inhale, inhale as you press. And stop pressing as you exhale, soften. Arms long by the side body, palms face up. And we'll drift into this for still another 2 minutes and a bit. So a nice long hold. I'll meet you back here in just a bit. Stay and breathe. So on your next inhale, take it in and count to number 4. And get to the top and hold. Hold. And then exhale for the count of 5. On your next inhale, hands to the outside of the legs. Help these legs close as the knees rise up. And so you feel a little bit of ache through the inseams of the legs. Soles of the feet ground down on your mat. Deep breath in. And grounding back, body to the mat. Exhale out. You can take your strap, whatever you're using for your strap, and rest it on your belly. Maybe if it's rolled up still, you unroll it and then rest it loose on your belly. And bring the right knee into the chest without using your hands, and just feel that mechanism do their thing. And then you can interlock your hands at the right shin, somewhere in the middle of the shin, and feel the weight of the hands like your elbows, weights in each of them. And you just hold this leg here and you're going to take about 5 breaths. Try not to pull the leg, just hold the leg. You can bring the left hand to the left hip crease. And just place the palm down there. And as you pick up the right foot a bit, bring the right foot into the hand, into that right hand, grabbing the right foot from the outside. Pretty deep bend in the right leg to reach that right foot, but then let the right knee and thigh fall over to the right. And also let the left knee fall maybe a little more open to the left. If this reach of the right hand to right foot, even with a bend in the right leg, is pretty hard for you, you could hook the strap onto the right foot to make your right arm longer, essentially, for however long it needs to be to hold on to that right foot in this same shape. Generous bend to the right leg. And take one big inhale and perhaps a sigh exhale to go into stillness and silence, and we'll meet back here in about 2 minutes. If your mind is super busy and you're bumping up into a bit of tension or challenge or a little grit of the teeth, maybe count your inhale and exhale for 1 and see the number. And count the next inhale and exhale for 2. And give yourself a little point of focus to be mindful to breath for the next little bit of time. Before you release completely, take your left hand. If your left knee's fall open a bit, draw it into center to stand it up. Left knee points straight up. And then bring your right leg into center and keep a bend on this leg. And if you haven't hooked your strap on yet to the right foot, just do that. And you're either going to hold your strap or you're going to piece fingers to big toes and straighten out the leg. So kick power through the sole of the feet and the right heel up to the sky. And the hook of peace fingers to big toe does not mean pulling. And the hold of the hand to the strap does not mean pulling either. It's just simply holding this into the shape of lengthening the leg, opening up through the back of the right leg and hamstrings. The strap there for those who need it. If you don't need it, your peace fingers to big toe. And then the last little bit of add-on, if it's available in your body, could be to lengthen the left leg and rest the left heel on the mat. You might rest the left arm long, palm facing up. And then be still, and we'll meet back here in about 2 minutes. You can even close your eyes. More than halfway there. Just a little check-in. If it's still too charged or not enough relaxing into it, easing into it, you might want to make an adjustment. You might want to hold your strap a little lower so there's not too much sensation and reach. Or you might want to switch from peace fingers to holding your strap. Something that allows you to make the right leg long. Feel a sensation through the back of the leg and even through the side of the leg. And something most importantly that allows you to breathe. For your last breath, inhale to the count of 4. Maybe see those numbers flash. Get to the top and hold. Hold. And then a real release for the count of 5, extending the exhale. You're going to bend the left leg first, left sole of the foot to the mat. And then start to slowly bend that right leg. Might feel like it's moving through a thick bit of honey. You'll release the strap if it's there. Should be there for most of us. Putting it on your belly. Strap there whether you're using it or not. Right sole of the foot slowly down to the ground. And then both legs long, guys. Both legs long. Peace, restful in Shavasana, corpse pose. And just reveling in the space you've created here, in your leg, in your hip. Just feeling for the difference from one side to the next. That scan of body again. Deep breath in and out. You need to be slow and steady. Maybe you step the right sole of the foot to the mat first, and then the left sole of the foot to the mat. And you can put your right hand on your right hip, leaving the strap, by the way, on your belly so that it's maybe handy. Leave your left hand out of it and bring the left knee towards your chest and just feel that kind of almost like a technical feeling of the hip and the movement of that. And then interlock, if you remember, opposite grip at the middle of the left shin. No pull. Heavy through the elbows. Just the interlocked hands, kind of like a template or an invitation, a reminder. That weight of the hands. About 3 more breaths here. And then the right hand returns to the right hip, palm face down, back of the hand face the sky. And then you kind of kick up through the left foot until you can reach the outside of the left foot for a kind of half happy baby here. Hold on, and then let that left thigh and knee just fall, kind of messy like, to the outside of your left body. Left side body there. And then you can also echo that in the right knee, with the right knee kind of falling open to the right. Again, you have the option of using the strap to hold on to the left foot to kind of mimic what the left hand wants to do if it can't do. You find this half happy baby here, and then we'll stay put. We'll meet back here in about 2 minutes. Remember, there's a deep bend of the left leg and a deep sense of messiness with the left knee and thigh to the left side of your body. So you're not, again, holding things into place, but releasing into shape. Final breath here. Again, use the count so that you can bring in breath fully. Get to the top, hold your breath. Feel the space in the hold. And then absolutely let go for a long exhale. A count of 5 is good. Maybe a count of 6 if you have it in you. The right hand goes to the outside of the right knee and thigh. A little bit of helping it to center. Right knee points straight up. And then draw this left leg in. You might even have the right hand help the left hand. And keep it up on top of you with a bend in the leg. Hook your strap on the left foot. And you can either use it and hold onto it in the left hand and kick straight up to lengthen the left leg. There's a little bit of lift of the left shoulder blade off the mat. That's okay. Left arm should be long too. And if you don't need this strap, you can hook the peace fingers onto the left toe here, that big toe. You're looking for sensation and stretch all through the back of the left leg and even through that IT band and side of the leg. And then that last little bit of add-on is right leg. Does she want to go long? Can she go long? Are there adjustments to be made? Maybe going long invites you to hold the strap rather than peace fingers to big toe. So the variations for your body are all possible here. Left leg mostly straight, sensation through the IT and hamstring. And then just staying put. We'll meet back here in a little bit. Sides can be different, by the way. They often are. Take that final inhale, climb up to the top, and hold it for a bit. Feel the space in your chest and belly. Hold. Keep this L shape of the legs. Exhale, breath. Before you release the left leg, you're going to bend the right leg, right sole of the foot to the mat. And then a real slow bend, either holding onto your strap or peace fingers to big toe. Eventually kind of releasing that. And then you can release the strap, put it on your belly. And one leg at a time goes long to return into a Shavasana. You should feel something pretty significantly different through the opening of the hips. And you're going to lie your head down onto the mat. Maybe even tucking your chin back body so restful to the mat for just a couple more breaths here. And then depending on what's going on in your room, so for me, I have this wall to the right of me, and I want to be able to have nothing to the right or left of me. So you might need to shift on your mat. And I'm going to shift to face the wall so that when I lie down, just making sure I'm on camera here. I have nothing to this side of me. That's kind of my mission. And I'm just going to hug my knees in here, deep bend, as I lie down. Strap nearby, by the way. Either still on your belly as you made that move, or nearby. So if you were in a position where you had nothing to the side of you, you can stay where you were and do this hug on your mat. And then from here, we did the half happy babies. We're going to do the full happy baby. So you can kick up and reach through the outsides of your feet, and you can hold. Or if that's like kind of hard, you could hook the strap and hold on to the strap on the outsides. And just let it be the case that the bum is heavy, the lower back is heavy in whatever you're doing here as you hold on. I'm going to take 2 breaths in happy baby before we transition into a different expression of this with the help of our strap. So if you haven't hooked your strap across the way I have it, then do that now. And then when you get there, hold on to the strap on the outsides of the feet, outsides of the ankle. And then kick the legs long and slide your hands down as much as you can to the edges of the strap until you can wide your legs as much as you can, kind of like you're in a wide-legged forward fold. So when you do this on your feet, you kind of know what that looks like. It should kind of look the same flipped on its back body. So if you have a really long strap, you might be able to go even wider in the legs. And taking your hands as far to the edges of this strap as you can. Legs long, mostly long. Sometimes you micro bend in a wide-legged fold. But you get the idea. Wide-legged fold flipped on your back body. So you're not standing on your feet, but it looks the same if you can imagine that. And for the latter half of this pose, what we're trying to do is lengthen our back body as flat as we can to our mat, so that you even feel for the sacrum, the lower back, down on the mat. We're here for about 40 more seconds or so. One of the things about doing a wide-legged stance in the body, even when we do it in our yang practice, is the longer you stay, the more give you get from the legs, that is. So just noticing any space that's opened up in your legs, the inseam up and down, the back of the leg. Because those are our little, or I would actually characterize them as big victories in our body and in this practice of yin. You're going to start to bend the legs just a bit, and then slide your hands down to close the wideness of the straps and help your legs close to center and long. So there's a kind of sliding the feet along the strap to get there. You can keep your legs long and soles of the feet standing up on your sky or ceiling for a bit here. You might notice that this is so much more available, this kind of kick up straight leg vibe, than normal for you. And then you're going to bend the legs and return to that hug just for a beat. Before we transition. And then we're going to get into a Shavasana. So for me, that means moving back to how I started my story in this practice. So that I can get into legs long, Shavasana. A nice wide stance in the heels. And so for me, what I feel in the body here is just so much more space from the waist down. Like, if I ever wanted to be 5'11", it might be feeling like it's possible right now today. So, of course, that isn't the case, but we've gained a little bit here. Our legs do feel longer, so enjoy that. Just notice the space. We're going to bend our legs again. And you might need to slightly get out if you've slid your blocks too far away, or your rolled up towels too far away. I'm going to put them nearby. And so as the legs bend and the soles of the feet come to the mat, I'm going to invite you to take your smaller prop. So if you have one block that's bigger than the other, you take the smaller prop, a smaller block. And if you have a rolled up towel and a block, maybe you do the rolled up towel. And you're going to press into your feet, lift your hips, slide up your smaller prop underneath your sacrum above your bum cheeks, base of the spine. Rest the base of the spine down on that prop. Feel that restful. Feel that grounded and supported. And then right away we're going to lengthen our legs, which is why I wanted a smaller prop here. Because I want you to enjoy kind of the space and the opening of the leg body, now inching up further into the hips and across your pelvic floor and into your torso a little more here. And then you flip the palms up, arms long, and rest here. The cool thing about working with a smaller prop in this shape is there's a little less fight, a little more ease and release to be here for a bit of time. The last little bit of time, if you haven't done this already, just drop in a little more deliberately into your breath to benefit the pose. So if you notice your inhales getting wider, bigger, longer, it'll kind of echo into the pose and determine a bigger stretch and bit of sensation there. One big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Slow step, 1 foot at a time, to the mat. Knees look to your sky. Ground there for at least a beat. Feel the sacrum ground a little more deliberately to your prop. And then sneak the bum up, the hips up. Slide your prop out slow and steady, and put your bum down. I'm going to keep our legs bent here. Breathe in. And let the legs fall to the left, maybe inching the feet in a kind of heel-toe step to the right. Outside of the left foot down on the mat, inside of the right foot down on the mat. You can rest your hands on your torso like I am, or you can have your arms up overhead if that serves you. Just a little bit of time here, kind of counter to all of the work we've been doing in terms of being more aligned in our center. So at the bottom of your next exhale, you can press into your feet, rise your knees up, soles of the feet to the mat. Breathe in. And then wag both your knees to the right to breathe out. And you could heel toe your feet a little bit to the left, outside of the right foot onto the ground, inside of the left foot onto the ground. And settle here. And then again, a big inhale here. Letting it go to exhale. A little light press to the feet, wave the knees back up. Soles of the feet on the mat through an inhale. Let yourself ground here, maybe shift the hips to center a little bit. Exhale. And then we'll go long through the legs for our final Shavasana. And allowing this stillness to be part of what brings you into your day, even into your week. even snapshot of it, so that as we embrace what's ahead, we know that we can pause for the cause whenever, wherever. I'm wishing you a great day and a great week. I'll be back here on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday of next week for Yoga with Simone, 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern. Namaste.